Okay, I'll start by a confession. I confess that before, they told me I have to do this panel that was about generative AI, and I asked ChatGPT, of course, what questions to ask. I said, okay, I have 3 people in the panel. One person works in a generative video company, tech company. Another person, Mike, is a freelance artist, video artist. Yeah. And then a bit more difficult to classify. So I had a tech entrepreneur who's gone hyper viral, creating videos, although his company doesn't do videos. He does images. So I asked ChatGPT what to ask. And the reason I asked ChatGPT what to ask, these people was not to actually get ideas of what to ask, but what not to ask. Because they are outliers. I think most of you here are outliers. And ChatGPT gave me like the pretty bland questions. And we are not here to discuss those questions. We are here to discuss the future, the stuff that ChatGPT or the LLMs do not know. During lunch, I was talking to Stacie about Stacie works at Haiper, and they have a video generation model. And one of the themes of video generation today is, we are constrained by limitations. And I got this 8-second limitation, and it's incredible what you all do with these limitations. So I wanted to start the dialogue by what can you do with 8 seconds?
Thanks, Andrés. Hi, everyone. My name is Stacie Chan. As Andrés was mentioning, I work for a company called Haiper AI, and we create AI videos. So that's the text to video, image to video, and we can do, for now, up to 8 seconds. And it's interesting that you said the word constraint, because I actually don't view constraints as a bad thing. I think creativity without constraints, it's just a blank canvas that can be quite overwhelming. So having to build, having to design, having to create within constraints actually makes you a more disciplined artist. So we actually give people the option to do 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, but it's what you do with those 8 seconds that matter. So I pass that onus, that question back on to the artist. What do you want to do with 8 seconds? We look at Hollywood films. The average scene is about 5 seconds before you cut and have another transition. So the 8 seconds is actually quite arbitrary. We just use that for a technical option. But there's so much that can be done in 8 seconds. So maybe I'll pass it to the artist to see what is an 8-second video clip to you?
Well, by now it's impossible to achieve what you have in your mind with that 10 seconds or with the current GenAI tools. For example, one client told me, Mike, we need a person that runs from here to there and jumps and does a slam dunk, playing basketball. And I need to transform my mindset and be aware of the constraints of these tools. And so I need to transform this script, this movie, this extract to different shots. I need to, I don't know how to say it, transfer the way we think about do a movie, do a film, with these tools. I can't by now. In the near future, it is going to be possible, but now it's impossible to do this whole sequence in one shot. So we need to know this tool can do this tool can't. So with the current constraints in these tools, I need to know how to talk to these tools to achieve this project.
Okay, Javi, I'd like you to, have your take, but first explain probably your most viral video and encourage the audience to look at it. Well, what has been the most viral one, and how do you overcome these limitations?
Okay, for me, it's a kind of exploration. When I'm going to do a video, I don't know how it's going to finish. So I just have a general idea, and like currently, generative AI videos are not very controllable. In fact, you have to be open to that kind of exploration. So I just open 20 tabs in Chrome, and Minimax, Runway, Pika, whatever, Clean. Clean is one of my favorite ones. And then I open another 20 tabs in Chrome, and then Mystic, Midjourney, FreePic, generation. And I start working, and working for me is coming from an original idea. I try to generate as many images at the beginning as possible to see if that's going to any place or not at all. And then when I find something interesting, or maybe I see another video out there or a film like Interstellar or whatever, I say, okay, maybe I can do something like that, but with my own touch. And then from all that kind of exploration, generating different scenes, generating different images, sometimes I arrive to a video that is worth to show. For me, my most viral video was that one of the crazy AI holidays, that I was just taking some, footage from my holidays. And the hook is not real, of course. The hook is I give for auto edition these videos of my holidays to an AI, and this is what happened. I'm going to have nightmares the rest of my life. This is just the hook. Of course, I was taking each video that more or less was interesting of my holidays, taking the last frame of the video, putting that frame in Clean, Runway, Minimax, Haiper, and then seeing what happens. And then all that put together in something like CapCut or Premiere or After Effects, and finally we arrived to a very crazy video that I'm jumping in Norway to the sea, and then I'm flying and things like that. And like that was something in that moment, not right now, quite new. It got together with the hook. It went super viral. Some friends of my wife that are from Russia, they were, hey, I've seen you in a video in Russia.
Eaten by a giant lobster, something like that, right? Okay, so what I take, Javi, is, so you basically, because of, let's say, lack of control today, so lack of control, you open 20 tabs times 5, and then you have taste to pick the ones that you think will resonate with the audience. That's very different, if I understand you correctly, with, you have a vision already, right? And there is, you are kind of, inspired by what you see, and you can explore, but you have a vision already. So there are very distinct ways of using Gen AI. So how do you combine, because he's using the diversity of different technologies and tools, and to me, when you have an established vision, where are we with regards to control today with videos? What is the state of the art?
What is?
The state of the art, so the current state of technology today with regards to control. Yeah. So what is the limitations, and how do you overcome the limitations?
Yeah, in my case, I need to use different tools from traditional tools and Gen AI tools, yeah? Sometimes I need more than this new AI. I usually start from a generated image, and this image I need to transport with tools that everybody knows, like Photoshop, like this kind of edit tools. And then this image, I use this image in an upscaler to achieve a new level of quality, and yeah, yeah, Magnific, yeah. Because when I edit a photograph, an image, you can see the imperfections, yeah? But when you pair it in a scaler, the scaler transfers the image, and you can see more textures, more integration in the Photoshop image. And then this image goes to the next level, animation. And as you know, there are tools that work better with persons, with cars, with action, with speed, with products. You need to know the tools, how they work, and choose the correct one, no? Yeah, for the create you want to create. And then it's the time for the video prompt. I try. It's a little boring process because you are never going to have the first what you want in the first attempt. It's possible, and if you achieve it, you are lucky. Yeah, you are really lucky. So the credit's running out, and then when you have your clip generated, and it's the first, and if the first is the chosen, then you can upscale it with another tool. I'm waiting for you to create
video.
that. Yeah. Well, that's a little bit my workflow. Yeah. I need to use a lot of tools, traditional, new, hybrid AI generated video with traditional short. Well, that's a little bit my workflow.
Okay. When you look at the types of videos, and this is a question for Stacie, so as a platform that you can see how your users are using the technology, where do you think it shines the most? If you look at the videos from the perspective of advertisement, education, or entertainment, is there an area that you say, okay, this clicks, and we are in this other area, we are not here yet?
I can talk about probably the 3 most popular types of videos on Haiper, but I do first want to say, I mean, I'm sitting on a stage with 3 giants in the industry. This is very intimidating for me. It's so fun to get a deep dive into their creative process, but they're on a whole nother level. I think what's really exciting, what AI brings to video, is democratizing this and making it more accessible. You don't have to be like Mike. You don't have to have all of your tools laid out. You don't have to have the end vision. What AI does is lets you play. There's a playground to be done. You can experiment. There's no wrong video. The cost literally is cents to create these videos. I'll save the economics conversation for another day. But the exciting part of AI video is even I consider myself an average creator. I used to be a reporter, and I worked really hard to save up for my first Canon 7D camera. And was I upset when the iPhone came out with a state-of-the-art camera that really democratized how everyone could create video? No. And my CEO loves to say, Haiper allows creativity without a camera. And I said, wait. You can make video without a camera. That's just wild to me. But now everyone can be an artist, a videographer with AI. But Andrés, back to your question on the types of videos. So because everyone can create videos, who are these people? Are they artists? Yes, we see plenty of artists creating AI videos. But more on the enterprise side, we see a lot of marketers where the task of creating videos was just cost prohibitive, time prohibitive, very labor intensive. Now you can do a really solid marketing campaign to create video advertisements. And then hopefully for educators, I come from a family of teachers, for my friend who's a kindergarten teacher to create these educational videos to entertain her students, teach them about the 7 ancient wonders of the world we were talking about. How do you bring to life Mesopotamia or the gardens of Babylon, which they don't exist anymore, they just exist in our imagination. But that's what AI video can do to bring some of these settings and historical places from the past back to life. So it's probably a non-answer to your question, Andrés, but there's so many types of videos, and that's what makes AI super exciting for this space.
I see. Javi, so you've done these crazy holidays, you've done the aliens on the pyramids, which kind of reminds me, I think we may be at the stage of the silent movies where you really have to fill the blanks with some of the videos that we see AI generated. They are very stylistic, right? And you have to imagine, right? You have to put something. It kind of creates a different flow of how you watch them. It's a bit different. What is in your wish list? What do you want to have in the next generation of tools?
Okay. Something that is currently lacking is consistency. Consistency in all fields, no? Now with LoRa's in image, we have consistency with styles and characters. And I think the only one that is currently doing something similar is Clean, with a kind of training where you can train with your face, and then you can generate videos with your face. I want more of this. I want more things related to consistency, not only for characters, but for styles, everything. That is the first step towards creating something more complex, like a film. Right now, it could be super difficult to create a film with the state of the art that we have nowadays. But maybe in 2 years, if we solve the problem with consistency, we'll be there. And maybe anyone will be able to create something that maybe is not as good as current films, but that will look amazing. And then more professionals will come into this. So what I'm really looking after is more professionals from the film industry came to start playing with the technology, with these effects, efectos especiales, VFX, etc. So it will be even faster, everything.
Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very excited about that future you are telling us, because actually we have tools that can do this upscaling to videos, but not at the level that Javi envisions. Yeah. As a filmmaker, as an AI video maker, I'm very excited with the possibilities and just waiting, because we are living a new industrial revolution. Yeah, it's a great moment to do video. It's a great moment to be a graphic artist. It's a great time to be a graphic designer, to be in the audiovisual production industry. And that's amazing. And I'm following all the progress that you are making with these tools, with that stability in the process. Yeah. And so I totally agree with Javi, of course.
Stacie, one question. So far we've talked about, I think these are things that we were able to do before. Okay, so I think the difference is that not everybody could do them. Mm-hmm. So, okay, we are democratizing access. Now they are much cheaper. But is there anything new that we can do? Because things are, AI sometimes you look at in the business-to-business world is, okay, what do we do but cheaper, which is good. But I think the real interesting use cases are, okay, what is new, things we couldn't do before?
I know we had this conversation before. I think in the technology realm, because we're building foundation models, it does feel like an arms race of the models. And that's just table stakes. We know that the models will continue to improve. That's just the law of scaling with AI, that they will get better and better, meaning they'll be more realistic. The uncanny valley problem should be solved. So that from a technology perspective, as hard as my ML engineers are working, that actually isn't that interesting to me. We know we're going to reach a certain level of realism. What excites me really is not just the democratization of AI, but the communities will build around that. So we're having a shameless plug, AI communities talk tomorrow. But I think content has the power to bring people together, and the way we can do that with AI, you can start to build micro communities. Nora was talking about personalized, customized content in a way that was probably very broad because companies, brands were trying to do mass content to reach the lowest common denominator. With video and content being able to be customized and personalized, you're creating these connections that you never had before. So when we think about the AI videos that we hope our creators and users and brands are empowered to create, it's to connect with audiences in a way that they hadn't done before. So I don't know if that's necessarily a product, but I think it's going to build, deepen, create connections in ways that we hadn't ever seen before.
Okay, I'm going to get back to you on the economics. You said we'll discuss for another day, but I'm not letting you get away. So in terms of economics, there is also, I think Javi just mentioned, there's many things that were very expensive that will drop price. So there's two questions. One, do you have any guess as to what things can get much cheaper? And two, what is going to be the second order effects of that?
So, am I still connected? Yes. Like I said, to create videos on Haiper, it's cents. And you still can create some pretty incredible quality videos. That'll get cheaper and cheaper. Or at a race, like I think an image on Haiper costs 1 cent, 1 penny. And that'll get cheaper because GPU costs. We have a partnership with NVIDIA to get us H100 machines, which are even that much faster than A100s and 4090s. I won't get into the nitty gritty. So you're gonna get faster, cheaper video. Is that a good thing? No, that's just, that's where we're at today. But we saw that with the trend of content coming online with the internet too. Just because you can create more, does that mean we should create more? So I do have a concern in the back of my mind. Does making everybody able to create video a good thing? I do believe that we all still have human taste, in that the true gatekeepers still really are the distribution platforms. We have to look at social media. What are their algorithms? What are you seeing in your feed? Do you all care if it's AI generated, if it's entertaining and engaging? I don't know. But there's only so much capacity we have as humans. We have 24 hours in a day. I do think good content, quality content still rises to the top. So even though the unit economics will continue to get cheaper and cheaper, faster and faster, the attention span of all of our brains is finite, and therefore I don't think quality gets cheapened. We are opening it up, and the barrier to access is lower, but I still think quality content will reign supreme. I'm an optimist.
What's your point, Mike? I encourage you to go to his portfolio. There's a really nice videos about an alternative vision of a Star Wars universe. Really nice. So I was thinking, like, okay, if this is something that one person can do, this may have costed millions, not so long ago. So what's your take? What do you think? Of course, everything is not special effects. So what's going to, and there is a finite bandwidth, space, pockets that we have. So where is the competition going to shift?
The competition?
What is going to take, I think we agree the cost of a movie ticket is not going to drop because of Gen AI.
Yeah.
Do we agree on that?
Is what the...
It's not going to drop. The
I
cost
see.
of a
Well, that's
movie
like
ticket.
a real estate thing, right? Of a movie ticket, anyway.
But the special effects cost is going to drop. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, it's, it has its pros and its cons, yeah? Pros, I think the pros are, everybody in this room is going to be able to do special effects that were impossible to do a long time before, yeah? We have tools on our hands, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain. Everybody can learn these tools, yeah? Everybody can achieve these special effects. Everybody can add these effects to their movies, their shorts, their personal projects, their professional projects. And that's the cons, but the pros. But the cons, we are at the risk that the special effects drop in the quality, yeah? Actually, we have a lot of specialized people in this type of special effects. They study, they practice, they have a lot of reference, they work day by day in doing this. So the people that comes into this world of special effects that starts a trend to use these tools should maintain this level of quality or elevate this. I don't know if I'm explaining, yeah.
I have a follow-up question. So, and the question is, okay, there's quality, and sometimes we are getting, for image, we are getting huge models, and I suffer, maybe I'm not the only one, from the, AI overdose effect that I see an image, and it's too beautiful, too handsome. The, the flow chin, like if you look at the people generated by flow, they have like this chin, very specific. So it's already, okay, it screams AI. Okay, it screams AI. And sometimes, it's the same when you read something, it's, if you see the word 12 in English, it's, okay, it's AI generated by ChatGPT. So it screams AI. So how can you attain quality that it doesn't scream AI?
Okay. Going briefly to your previous question, I think that, of course, you can do whatever we are doing with AI with traditional tools like 3D. But the real paradigm shift here is that now you can create just using natural language. And this is impressive. This is incredible. Just using natural language, that is a tool that every human has, you can create. Of course, not every human has the taste that someone, a professional from the industry, for example, from VFX has, or a cineasta like Quentin Tarantino, of course. And maybe even in 5 years or 10 years from now, that will be able maybe to create films just with natural language. Maybe we will still need the Quentin Tarantinos of the future, even creating just with natural language.
How do you educate taste?
Oh, I don't know if I have taste. Starting from that, I not consider myself an artist, for example. I'm more like a designer. And when I create a video, it's more towards entertainment, not like an artistic stand view. So I really don't know how you, maybe you have to study for developing that taste. Of course you have to study.
What do you think, Mike? How do you educate taste? Or is it something natural that you have? Taste. How do you educate it?
Taste. How I educate my taste? In audiovisual, I read a lot about it. Not only see, I consume TV series, movies, but I read a lot. And about directors, about DOPs, directors of photography, about movies, about films, about series, because I can recreate on the photos, on the stills, and I can analyze and read about the techniques, the camera, the lenses, the process behind the production. I don't restrain myself from only see a movie. I see a movie, I think, how was it done? No? But I read a lot about the making of, for example. I know how the wheels of the production work, all that you can see in the screen, all the process behind audiovisual production.
Interesting. Stacie, when we were talking before, and you've mentioned the word movement, right? So there's the direction where this is taking us, and when film started, it really started a movement. Where do you think this movement is going to go?
I think AI for video is empowering all of us to become more creative, to flourish, that we don't need to be intimidated, actually, by needing to be a master at drawing to first start with a video, to start storyboarding. I think the movement is actually so much more inclusive, that AI is really bringing everyone along. Because AI is a technology just like a ballpoint pen is a technology. That before, to transfer what was up here in your imagination to then a storyboard, to an image, to a video, there are technologies along the way. AI is converging some of them, making them flattened, easier. It's just another way to bring people along in exposing, expanding the ability to be creative. I think it's very easy to say, oh, I'm not a creator because I'm on the business side of Haiper. No, not me. Why not me? I think AI allows me to say, okay, maybe I'm not a good drawer, that's fine, but I'm a good writer. I can write some pretty interesting texts. I can start to include at least more vivid details with this writing, not this with my hands. But that's what's exciting to me as a movement, that everyone can try multimodal ways of expressing themselves. And so we're empowering people to be creative and not shut it down because they feel that they have certain limitations or constraints with former technologies. But AI, I think I was talking about her friend who is blind, and we're really opening up and making video, specifically video, more accessible by AI. And that to me is really exciting because I now proudly say I am a creative because I have access to AI tools like Haiper, FreePick, Magnific, all of these, and I actually feel empowered to join this movement of being more creative.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's been very enlightening. What I want to end with is probably two takes, like democratization. But then I think you've said something that it wasn't obviously on the ChatGPT session that I asked, is read. I did not expect that we will end this panel by a recommendation to read more, to develop taste. Okay? So thank you very much.
Thank you.